Let's talk about Great Gable. Now, if you're not from the UK or you're not familiar with the Lake District or hiking or anything like that, Great Gable is a mountain in the Lake District National Park. It's not the biggest, but it's up there. You know, I think it's maybe number 5, 6 or 7 in terms of the highest mountains in England. But I have a love affair with this mountain and have done for a long time, ever since I accidentally hiked to the summit of Great Gable thinking it was a different mountain. So whenever I set out to hike up Great Gable and take some photographs, there is a 50% chance I will not do the hike because this mountain seems to attract the weather. And every single peak in the Lake District can be free of cloud. But if there's one that you can guarantee is head in the clouds, it's Great Gable. Now I think that this mountain has the best views of all the mountains in the Lake District. Fair enough, I haven't hiked all of the mountains in the Lake District, but the views from Great Gable are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, it's been a few years since I've been up to the summit of Great Gable, but I have photographed it recently. In fact, 2 videos ago, my main subject was Great Gable. So maybe pause this video, go back 2 videos and watch that, or watch that after. It's an imposing mountain, it's a beautiful mountain, and today we're gonna hike up it. So I'm very excited. I'm also worried that this might not happen because, well, as I've just explained, it's quite often up in the clouds. So there are many different ways you can go to the summit of Great Gable, but this is my favourite way, and this is normally where I'd park. It's right at the trailhead, and there's tons of parking around here. But today I am hoping to treat myself to a campsite, because there is a campsite right at the start of the trail. I thought, why not treat ourselves, take our time, and have a little camp. I think this is it. I've never been here before. I've seen it. I've seen loads of vans parked up in the past. Ah, here we go. An honesty box. Yes. It's very basic. It's essentially, you can pay £8 and park overnight. Perfect. Okay, so we've got ourselves a nice pitch, and I don't want to jinx it, but we are the only ones here. There is no one else here, which is great, but it also worries me a bit, and maybe I'm thinking it's closed and I've just driven in. I don't know, I've paid anyway, so we'll see. I think I'll be all right, but normally for this hike I would park like 50 yards that way on the other side of a wall. That's where I'd normally park. So for £8 overnight parking, I thought it was absolutely worth it, considering this is the hike I want to do. And what I don't want to do is come back to the van after a massive hike and I'm tired and then worry about finding somewhere to go and park up. So this is great. It means that I'll get a great night's sleep without risk of being disturbed. Also, it means I can spread out a little bit, which is something you can't do when wild camping. When I wild camp, I am contained within this van. But when you've paid to camp somewhere, spread out a little. So you can't do this in a car park. That's the problem. Best £8 I've ever spent. But we're going to set off hiking in about half an hour. I reckon it's going to take me 2.5 hours to get to the summit of Great Gable. That's going to give me about 2 hours before sunset when I get there, so plenty of time for good light. Now the gear I'm taking with me, I'm pretty much going full beans. GFX 50R with 100 to 200mm lens. I think that will be the lens of choice. I'm also going to take my 32 to 64 lens. Now this GFX, this is a medium format camera, so in terms of lenses on your full frame, the 100 to 200 full frame equivalent is around about a, man, I don't even know. I think it's going to be about an 80 or 70 to 150, something like that. And the 32 to 64 is around about a 25 to 50 equivalent. So we've not got any extreme ranges there. We've just got a nice kind of, you know, what I think is a nice selection of normal focal lengths to choose from. I'm also taking up my drone because, you know, mountain hikes with drone footage just makes the video so much better. And of course the camera I'm filming on now is a Fujifilm X-T4 with a tripod. I also have a Shimoda wrap which has got lots of spare batteries and tools and bits and pieces that I might need when on the hike. Filters, may or may not need them. That GFX, the dynamic range, is fantastic, so I find more often than not I don't really have a use of graduated filters unless shooting directly into the sun. So yeah, I'm not sure, but polarizer and ND filters may well come in handy. So whenever I make these videos, I always have two tripods. The tripod that this camera is on now, and this is my main photography tripod. This is the Gazelle TC7 by iFootage, and I use an Acrotech long lens head. This is what I think this is the best setup, or the best compromise, for height versus stability versus weight. It's very lightweight, it stands quite tall, and it's fairly stable. I'll also need some water, obviously not taking that. I just take a water bottle like this, and I'll make sure I drink a load before I set off as well. Now, the great thing about this water bottle is it's perfect for a little camper van because it's easy to drink from like so, although a bit messy, but it's great because, you know, you can clean your boots before you get in your van, you can clean down your tripod. Basically, it's pretty good for washing dishes as well. As well as taking my water, I'll also need some food for sandwich, banana, chocolate bar, Scotch egg as well. I can't beat a Scotch egg, and for good luck I'll take a smoothie as well. So that'll keep me going for the entire shoot, and that's everything I'll need. It's not a ginormous hike, but I just don't like being uncomfortable when I'm up there, you know. I want a nice bit of food, nice bit of drink, and a nice bit of relaxation, a bit of relaxy time. I also like to carry one of these. This is just a personal locator beacon. I expect never to need it, I hope never to need it, but it's there just in case I fall over, break an ankle, break a leg, can't get back down the trail because there's no phone service up there. So you activate this, sends an emergency beacon. I also keep a spare key to the van on this beacon here. So if I lose my keys, which I think is the more likely thing that will happen, then we're all right. So there is one last job I need to do before I pack my bag and head off on the trail. That is, see that? Yeah, the strap on this watch is about to, yeah, snap. So I would have lost this. This is my Garmin Fenix 3. I've had this for years and years and years, and it's never let me down. It's a GPS watch. I use it to track my path when I'm on a hike. So if I need to, I can basically track back and follow my path back, or I can upload tracks into it and follow those, or I could just see how far I've walked and get all the statistics from my hike. But, got to put a new strap on it. That's it. About every 2 years the strap fails, maybe every 18 months. Guess that was always a risk, wasn't it? So one thing I forgot to mention before was my head torch. Always got to bring a head torch. It'll be dark by the time I'm coming back down, and it can be quite treacherous underfoot, and that's when accidents happen, so definitely taking one of these. So, let me show you the route that I'm taking, where we are, where we're going to finish off, and how long it's all taken. Because it's a lovely walk, and I would recommend that anybody do this. Okay, so I'm not sure how well you can see this because the phone isn't the brightest, but this is Seathwaite Farm. This is where I started, and I've hiked up this footpath here all the way up to Styhead Tarn, which is where you see the red circle. That's my location now. The next bit of this hike is straight up here. This is a very steep, long slog. It takes me up to Windy Gap and then Great Gable there. So that is what I'm doing next. Up to Windy Gap and up to Great Gable. I am a bit concerned because it is very windy, and that is Windy Gap. Oh, so I've made it to Windy Gap, which is between Green Gable and Great Gable. And that took 45 minutes, and it is a long, slow slog up this hill from the Tarn. But I've got to say, when you get here to this point, the views are just phenomenal. Unfortunately though, oh boy, it doesn't half look grim. I mean, it looks really grim. Like, I'm telling you now, there is not going to be any light. There is not going to be one bit of light for this photo shoot. Gosh, what a shame. Still, it looks pretty epic. So we're not far from the summit now. It's just starting to rain, and I can see there's a lot of low cloud moving in. So I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if the summit is in cloud. Oh wow, the views are spectacular. We are very close to the cloud base. If it drops by just a few meters, we're in it. And then we'll have to descend and maybe shoot something in that direction. We'll see what happens. Okay, we are now on the summit of Great Gable. Oh man, it's pretty brutal, like, pretty grim. Oh. Woo. Okay. All right. Lots of weather. Too windy. Oh man. Beautiful though. Beautiful, but I think Great Gable wins. And I think we're gonna have to find another spot if we want to do a little bit of photography, just down a bit, you know. It doesn't need to be the summit. Wow. Whew. Glorious. Whew. Oh man, that was the quickest top out ever, the quickest summit retreat I've ever done. I got up there and the wind was howling and I could see the rain coming. See, I've got my waterproof on now. It was battering. I did very quickly try and grab a couple of shots handheld with the GFX, but I couldn't stand up straight. Like, I was being blown back and the rain was hitting the lens. So no, basically no. So I'm not too sure what to do now. Let's brighten you up a bit. I'm a little bit disappointed. The rain is hammering it down right now. I don't know if it comes across on camera. So we're out of the wind, that's good. So what I'm thinking is find a bit more of a sheltered spot with a nice view and we'll just wait and see what happens because it's very changeable. So, you know, in half an hour, hey, could be amazing. But right now, it's absolute grim, typical Lake District. We've still not had any warm weather either. Ugh. So, a bit more sheltered here. We've dropped down a couple of 100 meters, and although it's still raining quite heavily, we are at least out of the wind. Ah, man. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't fancy hanging around in the rain, but I'm reluctant to go back to the van without giving it 100%. And at the minute, I don't feel like I'm giving it 100%. I think what I need to do is just slowly make my way back down to Windy Gap. And there are great views from there. I can climb Great Gable's friendly neighbour, which is Green Gable, which is a bit lower, so that might be okay. And maybe we'll get some amazing views, amazing late evening light. It's just grim. It's absolutely grim, and I'm so disappointed. I think we're gonna have to call it. Oh my god. Oh. 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 I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Oh, this is miserable. I need some hot food, a cold beer, and a warm sleeping bag. So I made the excellent decision of buying a smoked ham and cheddar cheese toastie. It was an impulse purchase. I saw it and thought, oh, that might go well in the toasting pan. Yes, best decision that I have made today, I think. Let's get that in. Oh yeah. Oh, it's gonna be good. Oh. So I don't really know what to say about today. You know, it's the first time in a long time that I've released a video. Hang on. It's the first time in a long time I've released a video without an image. Ah man, you know, I am disappointed. There's no two ways about it. But like, I can't. You know, you have. Ugh. So I can't sugarcoat it. I am very disappointed that I never got a photograph this evening. You know, I had all these grand ideas. And if you want to see some images from the summit of Great Gable, I'll put them up now. Like, the views are beautiful, and I thought we were going to have light just like this but unfortunately the rain hit just as we started to get to the summit, and it hasn't stopped. I was soaked through to the bone when I got back to this van, and I don't know if you can hear it now, but it's absolutely hammering it down outside. So there you go. I have struck out. First time in a long time, no image. I guess, well, that's how it is. You know, you can't be knocking out images week in, week out. I can't anyway. You know, it's just not how it works. I was really disappointed with last week's images as well, but I had a thoroughly enjoyable shoot in last week's video, just the images weren't very good. Whereas today, I don't know, I had a nice hike, but no images, and then a miserable wet hike back down. So half of today was good. Half of today was miserable. I'm still locked out of my Instagram account. Unbelievable. So that's it. That's the end of the video. If for some reason you've liked this video, I don't know why, give it a thumbs up, and you know, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, because I promise you most videos I do produce images. And if you don't believe me, I have a book available full of images and stories and all sorts, so that's a good way to support the channel. There is a link in the description below. But that's it. I mean, it's late, I'm tired, I'm waffling on, I've got a beer, I've got my toasted sandwich. I'm gonna just relax now and go to sleep, and then do it all again tomorrow. I hope it doesn't rain all day tomorrow. I don't know, to be honest, I haven't really checked the weather for tomorrow. I'm just kind of hoping it's going to be nice. So tune in next week to see if we have another thoroughly miserable photo shoot here in the Lake District. Well, I say photo shoot, attempted photo shoot. Right. Good night, everyone.